Checkity check.
Czechoslovakia, check.
I think we're good. Maybe? Yeah. We're
Awesome.
totally good.
Sweet. It's all good.
In the hood.
With Daryl Williams.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, ads. And, like, bombarding people with ads. I like your ads, though. You know, your
My
posters.
ads? Oh, thank you.
For, like, your collective and stuff.
Thank you.
Do you do all those yourself?
I wish I did. I wish I was that good with a computer. No, my buddy Jim Orlando does it. He used to do comedy for a minute, but then he kind of was like, no, thank you. And then so...
I'll do graphic design
I'll
instead.
I'll have the comics ask me for time to make their awesome posters. But yeah, we use death metal or metal album covers. I just like put my face and the comics' faces on the posters to try to make it look more appealing and to catch your eye.
I do like them. Does anybody say that they're too intense, too gory?
One of the headliners I had one time was like, "Oh, geez, this is."
I can't show my mom this, man.
In a good way, though.
Right. Like,
she was like, "Wow, I really love the poster, but that's extreme, but I love it. I guess that's what you're trying to go for here because you have a band afterwards." I was like, "Yep," and she's like, "Awesome."
Yeah, you always seem to want to post or host shows that have comedy and music. It's never just one or the other.
I like doing comedy and music because it's something I've always like wanted to do. It's like, you want to go out to see a concert tonight, or do you want to go see a comedy show? And I'm just like, why not both?
Yeah,
and just see like some like really funny people perform, and then start a mosh pit afterwards. I've always wanted. I knew it's a small niche, but I know there's people out there who'd want to do something like that.
Yeah, usually I don't. After I laugh a lot, want to rage. but hey, you know, I've never thought about it before. Now that you've given me that option, maybe I'll do it.
You'll see for yourself on July 16th.
Yes, I will see for myself because you're hosting a Misfits cover band hybrid bromance.
All my homies in Hybrid Bromance, Evan Cassidy, Ryan Demarest, Robert Zoreff, Tony Alfano, who also do comedy, are also in a Misfits cover band, and they will be performing at the OC Steelhouse.
A few of them have been on the show as well, so you guys have probably heard those names before, but definitely go check out that show because I'm going to be on it too.
Woo! Daryl Williams is on the show.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, because you have to have something that like is like, okay, that was all right, and now we're going to see something really cool. You know, I'm the nice like contrast to the awesome part, right?
Well, everyone's getting their drinks on. Daryl Williams.
Yeah.
Getting them all relaxed.
I'll be telling them my ever stellar dick and fart jokes and
quality, quality dick.
Have you been doing some quality dick jokes lately?
It's basically my bread and butter.
Yeah, your dick?
My bread and nutter. But
yeah.
and everyone can relate to dick and fart jokes, I think.
Right. I think women also can relate, or at least heed this advice, ladies. Always end on the dick.
Absolutely. If you take anything from this podcast, always land on the dick.
I have had a lot of dick jokes work, but I also feel like sometimes you want to take those dick jokes back. You're like, oh, they weren't into me talking about my masturbation skills just too soon yet. See,
then there can be, you can be too graphic for the audience too,
right?
If they're already been like 5 drinks in, they don't really care. But if they're just like, if you're at like a bar or like at a cafe and you're talking about fucking whacking your dick, it's probably not gonna you're probably gonna make people leave the room.
I was talking about how recently I led with this joke where I was saying that I was getting so old that I was falling asleep before I would finish masturbating. I would start and get all like, oh, okay, cool. And then halfway through, I'd be like so tired, I'd just fall asleep. And I'm like, wake up later, I'm like, did I even come?
You check. No, I'm still dry.
Yeah, like I'm actually still hard. No, but, and then, that joke probably shouldn't have been led off with.
You never know until you try, though.
Yeah.
Could be the greatest dick joke of all time.
But I do feel like, it is interesting, like, whatever you lead off with, that, like, sets the tone of, like...
Exactly. If you start off with incest, you better come up with some better shit at the beginning of it.
Oh, the incest was my A material, guys.
So strap in.
Yeah.
Because here comes dick and fart jokes.
Open mics, interviews, and a podcast too. It's just a day in the life for Daryl Williams. Just a day in the life. Whose life? This comics life.
Hello Welcome to This Comics Life. This is me, your host, D. Williams, a.k.a. Daryl Williams, a.k.a. Dumbass, a.k.a.
Dude that's hanging out with a heavy metal aficionado. Oh, yeah.
I am talking about fellow open mic comedian and friend and just fellow white man.
Oh, God.
Yep, but in a good way.
In a good way.
I'm talking about Nick Merritt.
How's it going, everybody? Nick Merritt here.
Yeah, you are a returning guest. I'm almost thinking you're one of the most returning guests. Maybe Anthony Mojica might have like one or two more appearances than you.
Well, what you doing next week, man?
But that's the thing. Like, guys, you should take that as a sign that I love Nick Merritt so much that I will have him on 3 times on this show.
Woohoo! I
Yep.
gotta get that turkey.
Yep.
I gotta get that Daryl Williams turkey.
But I actually haven't probably talked to you though about your name as much. Merritt, where does that come from?
So uninteresting. I have no idea where it comes from. I know my grandmother is Irish and English. I'm also very Italian.
Okay.
Which Merritt comes from probably the English part, I guess.
It does seem like a lot of white people don't know their lineage. It's like, oh yeah, it's a lot of this and that and maybe this and who knows.
It's like I just don't know what the name means, or like it doesn't really sound like anything. It sounds made up, to be honest, Merritt, but it's spelled with 2 R's and 2 T's if you're ever looking me up.
Like people think you're like very trusting, like, oh, he has a lot of merit.
Exactly, and they'd be mistaken. No, that's how I fool people.
Yep. Little do they know, I'm gonna fucking rape them.
I deceive.
Rape them like financially and not like
Because I'm
literally.
Jesus.
I was thinking, like
Metal.
Oh God.
I'm gonna rape them.
I can't be metal all the time. It's just that it's too exhausting.
Yeah. I would assume it. Yeah, you can't like. Is there a sketch right there where you have a Ozzie and Harriet or some sort of Leave It to Beaver type of like situation, and then like the main dad character is like,
How you doing, son?
And then he's just like not into it all. He's just the heavy metal dad. That'd be a pretty funny sketch. And then he's like, "Come on, let's start a circle pit." And he's like,
yeah,
no,
heavy
Dad.
metal dad. No, Dad, shut the fuck up.
No, Dad, come on."
Come on, son, let's start a pit.
Dad, that's so 80s.
Yeah, that's
Man, that might have been cool when you were in high school, but we're into like Molly and like EDM.
we're into real artists.
Yeah, like,
You really need to get with the times, Pops.
do you want to like listen to the new Bieber?
Vampire Weekend?
No, son, I fucking hate Vampire Weekend.
Can't stand that shit. Asking Alexandria can kiss my ass.
And then he goes to like his wife and he's like,
I don't know how I can connect with the boy.
I've tried headbanging. I've tried Wall of Death. I've tried crowd surfing.
I've tried
He
biting
missed me completely.
a bat's head off. He doesn't like any of that.
I tried blowing my head off with a shotgun. Nothing really gets us together.
He just likes Nintendo
Why do I sound like
Switch.
Nathan Explosion from Death Clock?
yeah. And then the wife's like, I don't know, George. Maybe you should play some Nintendo with him or something.
Maybe you should find out what he likes.
Yeah.
Maybe you should throw a ball.
Like a mace?
No, nothing with spikes. Maybe like a baseball.
Like a flaming pile of cum? Blood cum. Ooh, that's a good name for a song. Blood cum. Oh, I gotta write that down.
I like blood cum. Yeah, I like that.
Blood cum.
I heard there was a rumor back in the day that Metallica's Load CD cover or the album cover was a mixture of like blood and cum.
That would explain a lot. That would explain why they're on tour for so long. Guys, we gotta collect all this for the album.
Right?
Quickly.
James Hetfield is like, how about it's blood and cum?
But it's all Lars's. It's just Lars.
And then Lars is like, I don't know, guys.
I don't think I got enough in me for
Like, do I have to
I just got done fucking all these ladies.
do I have to like give you both deposits at the same time?
Yes. It's more brutal.
Like, do I have to give you the blood out of my dick too?
Yes.
That's metal.
That's metal.
What do you think is like too metal?
Bestiality. That's where you cross the line.
If you saw
Don't
James
hurt animals.
Hetfield just go, and now here's a sheep that I'm gonna fuck.
It'd be like, whoa. I need to see that sheep's consent.
How about you just play Unforgiven 2?
Please just play Enter Sandman and we can leave now.
Yeah, about the encore and we're out. What do you think is the most insane concert you went to?
The one I can tell you 2 concerts I went to. One was the most insane that I went to, and one was the most ever gotten hurt. The most insane concert I ever went to was a Dirty Rotten Imbecile show with the Dwarves.
Nice.
And it was probably the most fights I've ever seen break out while during a show.
And not just like in the
Like,
pit.
not even in the pit, just
Yeah.
like people just like getting into fights and like punching each other. And I'm there with my girlfriend at the time. I'm just like, fuck, we should go. This is not. This is. I'm spending more time just like shoving, like I've been in pits before and stuff like that,
Yes.
but people are actually like hitting each other, and I'm just like, okay, this is getting serious. We should go now, because I'm not even paying attention to the show anymore. I'm like paying attention to not getting hit in the face.
Totally.
And then, but that was a good show though. The Dwarves were fucking amazing. If you ever have a chance to see the Dwarves, see them.
They do sound like familiar, but I'm not familiar with their music.
Their first album is called Blood, Guts, and Pussy, and it's like it's only 16 minutes, but it's fucking insanely awesome for
How many tracks is that? 16?
It's like probably 11.
30-second tracks.
Exactly. Like songs titled like "Fuck You Up and Get High" or just like
Nice.
Drugstore and the Dwarves are awesome. And then I went to a Suffocation show in L.A. and I don't know where they got the room. It looked like a museum that just got like hollowed out because there was like paintings on the walls and stuff like that. But
That's
it was like
a good sign of a metal show is that it's not in a venue that you've ever been in before.
Exactly. I'm like, oh man, they probably had raves here. But then there was like this big ass stage, and then the floor was just this plain concrete. And I got in the pit during Suffocation set, and it was like a football place. One dude came out me from the front, and the other dude came out me from behind the legs. Oh. So I kind of just like flew straight up in the air and landed right on my legs. Oh. But I got like immediately up, but I was okay. But like the next morning, I couldn't feel my legs or move them at all. And I was like Uma Thurman from Kill Bill. I was like, wiggle your big toe. Wiggle your big toe. I literally could not move my legs. I was terrified for a little bit.
That's insane. I remember being at a Suicidal Tendencies concert, and I don't even know if you would want to call that metal.
It's like skateboarder punk metal.
Right. Now I would be like thinking to myself, like, that's probably pretty pussy now.
Like, no, they put on a good show.
Right. But I was there. And I had a friend that was like, I never was into the pit or whatever. I was into the music.
Yeah.
But I never had that like urge, like, oh, I want to
That's like
punch
going
somebody.
to the rave and not doing drugs. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. It's
Right. I've been to plenty of raves and definitely dropped plenty of times, but but that's my thing. I was more into the love. Like, I don't need to like
the plur.
violence and all that. Like, I never had that aggression. I never had that like pen up like, ooh, I want to punch somebody.
Built up inside of me.
No, none of that. So like, I had friends though that were into that.
Yeah.
So they would always get into the pit. And I remember seeing a guy a friend of mine, he goes into the pit literally for like maybe 30 seconds, comes back out and goes, my ankle hurts. And he like pulls up his jeans and like he has like a baseball sized like lump where his like ankle should be.
Oh God.
And I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty bad, bro. Like,
should probably get a beer or go to the hospital.
Probably nurse that. Oh yeah, we didn't leave. We didn't. We definitely said like, hey, just go sit over there, bro. That's
because I'm a good friend.
Yeah, we're dudes. Like, we paid $30 for this concert.
We're not leaving. That's how I feel. If you get fucked up, that's on you.
Yeah,
don't ruin my good time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know what happened, but obviously he got stepped on or something happened to his ankle, and he just rolled.
Some dudes are just soccer kicking motherfuckers in the just like slide.
But even then, that's the thing. It's like you say that's like skaterboard or skater punk. That's not even like now what I'm thinking. Like what could happen at like Ozfest or Not Faster or whatever. You know, like that's actual like, oh, that guy got dropped. Like he's no longer like moving.
Yeah, he's gone.
See those guys trampling on him? He's just that guy's dead now.
That's how I feel about everyone who gets dropped. I'm just like when they're crowd surfing and they just like fall on their heads. I'm just like, nope, never say them again.
I wouldn't want to be that guy. That's the thing. Like, I've never had that gene. I've never had that, like, let's fuck shit up right now.
Well, I never had. I wouldn't call myself an aggressive person. Like, I've never been in a fight before in my life. But fun fact. But I just think there's certain songs that just get you so amped. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to do this to this song. So it's like, and then you see other people enjoying the song and just like, fuck, I really want to enjoy this song in the pit. So you go in the pit for the song because it gets you so amped and like.
I would like the
Napalm
pit
Death,
if it was
I have
like,
to go in the pit a few times for Napalm Death because that's.
But I like the pit, yeah, if we're just going aggro.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's like
when
swings
people
getting punched.
Yeah. Like there's a punk pit is way different than a metal pit. For sure, because punk pits, they're just swinging, just going at it because they don't want to get hit.
Right.
Metal pits, they're just shoving and running and pushing and just like slamming and being brutal and metal and blah blah blah. But
I will
so
say
it's definitely metal pits are more tame than punk pits. I definitely hesitate before going into a punk pit.
Really?
Metal pits, I just jump right in.
Because I always felt like the metal pits were like more aggressive.
No way. Like you have a chance of getting picked up in you will be picked up in a metal pit. Punk pit, you will have to defend for yourself. For sure, because people are just like kicking and
swinging.
If you're down, they're gonna keep going because most of them are pretty drunk.
Oh yeah, they're not even knowing like what they're stepping on.
Exactly. Like most of them have their eyes closed because they're just jamming and just.
That's why I will admit, like the closest thing I got to it was I was always in a big ska phase. So
real big fish, man.
hell yeah, no joke. I've seen them like 8 times live.
Oh, that's awesome. I've seen them only once, but that was fucking rad. It was a great show.
Hell yeah, and all that ska stuff.
Everyone else is an asshole.
Yep.
That's such a good song.
Everyone else is an asshole.
And yeah, at House of Blues or whatever, they'd be like playing, and there'd always be like a skank pit that come in. But that's the thing. It wouldn't be aggressive. It would be like, no, there's just a group of us that want to skank and go crazy and dance and stuff. But it's not like, hey, I want to throw blows and punch somebody.
Exactly.
And I would get into those all the time. And it would almost be like weird type of conga lines where you would just like have a circle of like people that would just go in like this like circular pattern, and they would just be skanking through the circle.
Don't quit skanking.
Yeah. And
Fucking.
I would always feel that. Like, because I'm always that guy, too, where
Oh, hell yeah.
I just went and saw Tool.
Ska is made to dance to, for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
You don't stand still to ska.
No, it's too upbeat.
What are you on?
But I always hated those guys. Like, I understand, like, not everybody needs to dance, but, like, you would go to a concert, and there'd be, like, 5 people, like, feeling it, and everybody else just, like, holding a beer, just standing there, like, And you're like, what are you doing here? Like, I understand the beer part.
This isn't
But
TV,
you don't wanna-
man. You just paid $30. Fucking
Yeah, like, you're not feeling it at all? Like, come on now.
bob your head. Do something.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, I thought we're all fans here.
Right. Poser.
Yeah,
Start
no
throwing
shit.
blows.
So,
that called?
Yeah, what was that?
That was called
Oh, yeah, Mega Lemon Haze.
Mega Lemon Haze. Ooh.
Mega Lemon Haze.
Sounds like a
Mega
Starburst.
No, isn't that what Zombie said in Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Mega Lemon Haze.
Mega Lemon Haze, Mega Heiny Ho or something like that? I don't know.
I never watched Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Really?
No, man.
You weren't a big Paul Rubens fan?
No, never. I was never forced to watch it as a kid. I was Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles.
You were forced. You never forced to watch that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that
Like
what
when
you
parents
said?
turn on the TV, they just like hide the remote or whatever. So it's like, I guess I'm watching this.
I guess I'm watching Power Rangers.
Exactly. Like Ninja Turtles.
I guess I'm watching Frontline.
I guess I'm watching All My Children on ABC.
Yeah. Oh, man. There was this one lady that would always watch us every now and then, like a babysitter that was like just some, lady that lived like 3 or 4 houses down from us.
A senile old woman would just walk
Yeah.
into your house and check on you.
And she would always be that lady that would be like, I'm watching my stories. And it's like, oh, but we're 5. We want to watch fucking cartoons. And
We don't
she's
like stories.
No. We're watching Days of Our Lives or some bullshit. And it's like, ugh.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
And then she wouldn't let us go outside because then she couldn't watch us because,
Oh,
of
no.
course.
She was away from the TV.
Yeah, so she was like, no, you have to play inside. So we're like,
Let's play tag in the house, I guess.
Yeah. Lava. Have you seen the lava memes?
I have. Those are pretty great.
Yeah. What would be your lava meme?
I saw one that actually fit me pretty well, and it was
Yeah.
the floor is country music, and it was some dude just like crowd surfing, just like little metalhead.
I want to say like, what would be the floor right now? Probably the heat.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Just
this sun is killer.
Yeah,
You're listening
fuck
to the
this.
podcast.
if you're around SoCal, I'm sure you know, or if you're in Arizona, you probably can't even hear this because the earbuds have melted out of your ears.
Your speakers are just done. You gotta
This is fucking summer weather. God damn it.
in June. Like,
Yeah.
imagine what October is gonna be like. I think
Ugh.
things are gonna start catching fire. Like
Yeah.
birds are just gonna burst into flames.
Wasn't that in a Simpsons episode?
I think so. I just ripped off graining. I'm in trouble.
Well, you're certainly doing your job today, Mr. Sun. Oh, rats.
I met Matt Groening once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he sue people? No.
Yes, he sued me as he was shaking my hand. No, he was at an art gallery at Nerdist at the Meltdown Comics.
Dude, that's awesome.
They were having like this like Simpsons art gallery where like people could like just create all their own Simpsons art. It wasn't anybody that was related to the show. It was just people that were out in the LA area.
I've always wanted to see a realistic a realistic painting of Mo the bartender.
Right, like if he was a real human.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure they have that. You know, that would be a cool idea for an artist out there to like recreate real live versions of all the Simpsons.
Your next assignment, whoever's out there listening, do this for me.
Yeah.
And you will have my undying gratitude.
I'm sure it's out there already. We just have to look it
I have
up.
to look it up. Guy who looks like Mo.
Boy, what a muck.
Yeah, you should see his genitals. Would you like to see them? I'm awake here.
I did see real live versions of something similar of
King of the Hill. I've seen
and
that.
Futurama,
Oh, nice.
like a real live professor.
Oh, I don't have time for this. I have to go buy a single piece of fruit with a coupon and then return it, making people wait behind me while I
It
complain.
looked pretty sweet.
I saw real life. I think I saw that too. They had the real life Leela, and it was like some gal with like a lot of makeup. Or no, it was a drawing, right?
No, yeah, it was a drawing. Yes,
Yeah.
not like a cosplay. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
yeah, and at this art gallery, he was there just hanging out as a fan. Like it wasn't like and meet Matt Groening or anything like that. It was totally just like he was there
I should
looking
probably
at
go
the
to
art.
this.
Yeah, like, wow, people are like, you know, this whole gallery is around the shit I made. Like, and then like I literally like was looking at
Wait till he sees how many monopolies there are.
no shit. I was looking at a painting and going like, wow, this is cool. And then I look over to my right and it's like, hey, that guy looks a lot like Matt Groening. What the fuck? It is Matt Groening.
Do you nerd out when you see someone that you admire?
Hell yeah. I was like, I got like giddy,
I
but
spaz out too.
and I
dude.
wasn't like, I was definitely like, I want to meet him. I want to meet him. But then I was also like, but I don't want to bug him. I don't want to like be that douche guy. Like I
had
want
a-
to get a picture, but I don't want to also. He's here just clearly being, you know, just
What do
being
you
a
say to
guest,
them that
like-
hasn't been already been said before? Hey, I'm a fan. Can I take a picture with you and I'll be on
No
my
shit.
way?
No shit.
I actually nerded out pretty recently. I had Kerry King from Slayer come into my restaurant, just like randomly. I was like, dude, that guy has tattoos on his bald head. That's fucking awesome. And then he turns around. I was like, that looks like Kerry King.
Yeah.
That can't be Kerry King in my restaurant. And then like a minute later, one of my coworkers is like, oh my God, it's Kerry King. I'm just like, oh my God. And then I just
Yeah.
like hid in the kitchen the rest of the night because I
think
could not go out there.
Don't a lot of rock stars hang out in Fullerton?
I think, yes, Slayer. I heard Slayer hangs out at TGI Friday at the Block like all the time.
Yeah.
I heard like that's like where they hang out and get drunk and they eat wings and shit.
And I knew like, you know, Slide Bars, the guys that,
Not a fan of
Lit?
the slide bar.
yeah. No.
No, I had an incident there that I just haven't been back since.
What was the incident?
It's actually there was an article written about it.
Whoa. That big.
Yeah, it really happened. Sit back, hold on to your hats, guys.
Okay.
I was at an Exhumed show for my birthday, and the band Phobia was playing.
Yeah.
And there were this big signs all around the room that said "No moshing," which is impossible at a fucking metal show, and Phobia's playing. And so all the metalheads are just like swaying back and forth, just like holding their anger and just like their intensity.
And this is a club that maybe holds 150,
yeah, it was a big room. It could have held a lot of people. It was pretty packed. And then
maybe 600 tops.
I haven't been there in a while. I think they've redone the place. I can't say for sure, but this guy, I saw this guy out of my peripheral just like lose his shit. He couldn't hold it anymore, and he like jumps on top of a security guard. I swear to God, just like a small child, just like you saw Logan, just like the small child, just like jumping on people. Like, it was exactly like that. And then out of nowhere, like 10 cops just come through the back door and start grabbing people. So and this was on my birthday, so me and my homie just bail like out of here. It was like, we don't need this, and we just ran out the front door, and I just refused to go back to the slide bar since. And they canceled Metal Wednesdays or whatever day that was on. That was the last metal show they ever like had there on that day or whatever.
It's hard to throw metal. You know, it's hard to have that type of environment, you know, in your bar.
Yes, exactly.
With that reason, you know, because people have a lot of angst. People don't want to just be like, hey, let's just drink some wine and casually listen to metal.
You can totally do that.
Let's just
That's what the back is for.
keep our pinkies up while we drink our glasses and, you know, just have our monocles to look at the band better.
Pino Grigio. Savion Blackness.
Have you heard of like all the subgenres of metal?
There's
so
tons.
many.
Stoner metal. Sludge metal.
I heard of math metal.
Technical math metal.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Taylor Avery, another comic that's been
Taylor.
on the show. Yeah, he is a huge metalhead.
We've been to a show together before. I think we
Nice.
saw Napalm Death or something like that.
That doesn't sound like a metal band to me. Napalm Death.
It's a Christian country band.
Yeah, like that almost just sounds like they spun a wheel of like random like words. Like, let's just think of two words that like are as metal as fuck. Napalm and death.
There we go.
Yep.
Spin the wheel, bro.
Yeah, and then it just lands on, you know, like volcano and scrotum.
It's like, they spin the wheel again, and then it's like, fart cocks. Or
Yep. Yeah. Machete Abortion.
Machete Dildo is a real band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, see, I wasn't far off.
Glory Hole Guillotine.
What?
Crazy band names like that.
See, I think they come up with the band name before they actually start playing any instruments.
That has to be a real thing.
What instrument would you play in a metal band?
Drums.
Drums?
Drums or
It seems
bass
like
for sure.
every position seems like you have to be intense. Like you have to have stamina.
Oh yeah, drumming in a metal band, like your arms will fucking fall off.
Right.
It's-
Like drumming, guitar, singing. It's all like,
One of my
what do you
buddies-
want to like deplete most?
your wrists, your liver, or
Yeah, your vocal cords.
your vocal cords, your thumbs.
Yeah, like one thing is going to be like that you're not going to be able to use in 30 years.
Ever again. You'll have enough money to have someone else do it for you.
Right. I think the singing would be the toughest part, right?
Singing, yes.
Like to not lose your voice, but to do what they do.
I watched an interview on Corpse Grinder or George Fisher, the lead vocalist for Cannibal Corpse now. And he's like,
Hey, a lot of people ask me that, and it's not really that difficult. You just gotta sing from your diaphragm.
and it's like
that's it.
he actually calls it singing. He says because
Yeah.
because you have range and you have decibels, and I guess it is technically singing, even though it's guttural and it's disgusting and it's horrid.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Can you do an impression?
Of Corpse Grinder.
Yes.
Evidence in the furnace.
See, that took everything I have. I can't do that. Now I need to like take a break.
Yeah. I want to hear like one like metal guy that's not that does do like the hey guys, how's it going?
They definitely have that. There's a gal who plays ukulele. I've seen this video, and she covers Evidence in the Furnace.
Really?
Playing all just like regular voice, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love shit like that. And then, they have another one for Hammer Smash Face. They're like Disney version where you understand.
Right.
And then it sounds all like opera. It's like something inside me. It's coming out. I feel like killing you.
Nice.
And it's quite fantastic.
Could you sing and do drums at the same time?
Mastodon does it. That's the only band I know who has the drummer who also does vocals, because it's very hard to
do double bass and
do
sing.
double bass, double pedal, and fucking give out good vocals.
No shit. I think that would be the hardest part out of the drums is just the leg work.
like I'm sure they scream, but they don't do like vocals and shit like that.
No.
Like lyrics.
I wish I could be a musician. Sometimes, like...
Just wake up and be able to play.
Yeah.
Because there's things I want to express, but I need notes instead of words.
I've definitely, like, written, like, song lyrics and definitely, like, written what you would call, I guess, songs. Mm-hmm. But they've never gone anywhere because, yeah, I don't know how to play an instrument and I don't want to sing. It's like I almost want to just write a song and then hand it to somebody and go, make it golden, man. Like, go for it. Like, just
I've always
give me
wanted
credit.
to come up with death metal songs for bands.
Right.
Just like if you can't come up with a good song, I got all these great fucking albums. I got your next 13 tracks right here. Just write the music. I've done my part.
Yeah. Just come up with the music. I got the lyrics. I don't want to sing though. I recently broke up with my girlfriend, but you were saying that you recently broke up with your girlfriend too.
I did, yes. So we're both Misery Loves Company.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, man. Wingman.
No, I feel like I'm like very good. I'm going to be alone for a long time.
You just look out the window and the blinds are just flashing back and forth in the wind because of the slight breeze, and you're just like, yeah, loneliness. This is it.
I seriously like look on like, dating apps and Tinder for like a little bit. And then I jerk off and then go like, oh, I'm cool.
Swipe.
Like-
Swipe.
Like after I literally like masturbate, I'm like, I don't need to go on a date that bad.
What's on Netflix?
Yeah.
What new comedy specials?
I could be by myself for the rest of the night.
This could work.
Yeah, but
If you're ever thinking about going out, just masturbate. You'll change your mind.
Yep. Do that for everything.
God forbid you go outside and you're like, oh no, they know.
I mean, I've had those moments too where you're like, you're about to do something bad or potentially bad,
And you think it over.
and then no, you just jerk off and then you're like, oh no, wait, I don't need to do that. Like I've had those like, moments of like a married woman like hit me up and said like,
Oh, yeah?
hey,
See, I was waiting
You
for an
up?
example.
she said, you up? And I said, give me 5 minutes. Let me jerk off real quick. And then after I jerked off, I was like, no, I'm not up. I'm actually, I'm cool with not being the pawn of your whatever game that you want to play on your husband. But before I did that, I was the guy that was like, am I going to be hooking up with a married lady tonight?
Married lady. I bet she has a bigger bed than I do.
Am I going to have to meet her in the treehouse out back?
I wonder
Are her
if she has a
kids-
Wi-Fi password.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that story, have you ever had a neighbor ask for your Wi-Fi?
I have not. I've lived with my parents for a while. I just recently moved out, so I have not. I've asked for my roommate's Wi-Fi, so I think I'm the guy that's actually stealing the Wi-Fi.
Well, I mean, I guess technically, if you pay half of it, maybe you're, well, hand him a beer and
He'll
then
get the
you
money.
can call it
He'll
even.
get the money eventually.
Yeah, we'll prorate it.
Exactly. I keep smoking him out so I don't have to pay.
There you
I
go.
think we worked out this agreement.
It's an
It wasn't verbal. I just keep
It's
doing
a barter
it.
agreement. Yeah. I did that. I had that happen to me once, where this woman, this neighbor of mine, we were living in this apartment complex, and just out of the blue one night, she like knocks on my door and goes like, "Hey, I need to like pay these bills, and I can only pay them online, and they're due tomorrow. And I noticed that you have a Wi-Fi signal, and I was just wondering if I could."
69 penises at
Yeah.
at In my mouth.
And that's the thing. Like I was wanting to say no, but then of course, like I was
she let me borrow a cup of sugar last week.
yeah,
so.
like, but that's a finite
And by
amount.
sugar, I mean no.
She went down on me.
That was the married woman.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, she was
See,
like,
that's a callback. No.
So she said, so she was like saying like, can I borrow the password so I can pay all these bills? So I was nice and said, okay, fine. But then after like the next day, of course, me being an asshole, I changed the password.
I had kind of had a similar situation. I changed my Netflix password a few times because too many members of my family were watching House of Cards, and I cannot watch Futurama for the life of me, and it was really upsetting. So I changed my password a few times.
Yeah, too many people were on it, so you're like, fuck this. And that's what I was like. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'll be nice. I'll let her use it for the night, pay her bills, and then change the password and let her not take up my bandwidth.
See?
But then, of course, the next day, she doesn't like come over, but she sends her kids. Her kids suddenly
How old are they?
maybe 8 or 9.
Oh, so they're very persuasive.
Yeah, and they're got like their iPads and stuff, and they're already like,
Hey, what's up with the password?
like they were already like filled in on like, oh yeah, this chump. Here's the
I
password.
can't get the Pornhub, man. Let
Yeah.
me fucking. Where's the password?
And it was so nonchalant, like they just knocked and went like,
Hey, yo, what's the password?
Kids these days are seriously just like very invasive. They
Yeah.
have no idea. Like I had a kid follow me in my car recently. Like I was over at my friend's house and there's just kids playing in the street. I don't know them, never met them before.
Right.
And they just like followed me to my car answering my questions. I'm like, this is how you get kidnapped. This is literally how you get kidnapped.
kids, you
Have
are
your
too
parents
involved
taught you
in this
nothing.
adult.
You literally followed a stranger to his car. This would have been the most easiest kidnapping of all time. I should just do it despite your parents.
Yeah, it should be like, I'm teaching you a
Teach
lesson.
Teach them a lesson. Maybe they'll teach the next one not to talk to fucking strangers. And you didn't even look both ways before crossing the street either.
Yeah. Asking me for candy. I'm supposed to be offering candy. You're not supposed to be asking for it.
Oh my god.
Here's what even makes this story worse. So it doesn't end with the kids asking for the password.
Oh no.
This lady gets spiteful.
17-year-old daughter comes over.
No. And then makes up some rumor to my girlfriend that she heard me
What?
making loud noises with another female when she wasn't at home. And I was like, wait, what?
This is sabotage
Yeah,
on
like-
the highest level.
Just because I changed the password, now you're gonna fucking like tell my girlfriend that I'm like having an affair with her?
Oh my god.
Like-
I that is unreal.
Yeah. And I was the nice.
That's some tire
like,
slashing shit.
I
for
could have
sure.
just told her to fuck off right from the get go.
I
Like,
could have, and I actually, yeah, you paid her bills.
that's the thing. Like, she made up this story about, hey, let me just pay my bills. But in reality, it was like, let me just get on your Wi-Fi forever.
Forever, and just parasite off all your investments.
Yeah, it is more. It isn't like sugar. Like, it's worse. Like, nobody should ask you, like, to borrow some Wi-Fi. Like, you can't just.
You can't
them a
give that
cup.
back.
No. Once that filter gets turned on, it never gets turned off. Cheers.
Cheers. Pass
So-
blue ribbon, everybody.
So, have you found a lot of new material now that your life has changed? I guess.
Definitely, yeah. Just like having more time to actually go out and just do comedy now.
Yeah, that's
That
a
kind
big
of that
plus.
Kind of, it's like, well, I guess I'm alone again. Let me go out to the bars and hit that mic
Yeah, let me do what I used to do before I found a woman.
before I found happiness.
Let me go back to what I was doing
Let me
then.
go back to what was the question? I'm sorry. I should be.
I was just saying that did you find any new material now that you've been single?
I did, definitely. The breakup. I had material about the relationship, and now I had like material about the breakup, and then I like kind of combined the two together for like kind of a pretty decent bit I've been working on, and
Yeah.
not to brag or nothing, but it gets a few laughs, which is nice, which is good,
I mean, that is the point, right?
which is if I like being comedy and doing like doing relationships and doing being in sorry. Having relationships and doing comedy is pretty funny because you get to talk about them and the relationship. So it's like you talk about it when it's bad, you talk about it when it's good. So it's just
Yes.
definitely a lot of areas and for material.
Yeah, I've definitely found a lot of new material from it, but it is one of those things where I feel like there is going to be a shelf life for some of it. You know, it is going to be like,
I had a breakup about 3 years ago.
yeah, I'm still milking this bit.
Milking this bit. I've had 3 relationships past since then.
Right, right. Well, I guess you could always theoretically be like, I just got over a breakup. If you're like breaking up with a chick every week.
That's not me. But
No, I wouldn't be dating that many chicks, or at least calling on my girlfriend that often.
in a relationship with. It's complicated.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's like 7 or 8 different ways you can describe your relationship on Facebook.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Like there's
domestic partnership, platonic partnership.
Then there's swingers.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's complicated.
Then there's the only fucking airplanes or something like that.
Yeah, my relationship status is mile high.
Exactly.
Mile high status.
Mile high status.
I don't think I could actually
she's
have
dating a
sex
pilot.
in-
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Do you think you could really have sex in an airplane bathroom?
Uncomfortably.
Yeah. And maybe if like sex, you
Like,
mean
because
like
those things
she
are
could jerk me
small
off.
as hell. I'm 6'3". I barely fit in them myself. I can't imagine having another person in there.
Right.
She'd have to be very, very small.
Right.
Or she would just have to be on top.
I also think like it might just be easier to get a handy like just in the seat
Or
with
you
a
get
blanket.
the desk over your lap for sure. That little desk thing.
And if it was on like a red eye, so most people were like asleep already, and then like you give that knowing nod to the stewardess like what's going on. Like get the
I hear
fuck
United
outta
gives
here.
crazy hand jobs.
United, yeah. After the guy that they kicked off the
I think
plane,
they give you strawberry shortcakes afterwards.
they're like, to help our passengers that might have to get off the plane because we've overbooked it, we are offering complimentary hand jobs at no additional charge. We're actually giving you $600 in United airplane money as well as a hand job to get
See
the
how
fuck off this
fast
plane
everyone
right now.
gets off the plane.
I would actually
I didn't
take
need
that.
to go to Boise, Idaho at all.
I would tell my boss, like, sorry, I got held up in Tulsa, and I'm getting a handy right now.
You're breaking up.
Yep.
You're breaking up.
Up.
Oh. Peanuts.
You're breaking up. Up.
Thank you for flying. Please return the stewardess to her original upright position.
So what was your first video game you ever played?
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt?
I was at my cousin's house in like Santa Monica or whatever, and then
So it wasn't Mario Brothers. It was like,
No, it
fuck
was-
Mario Brothers. We're playing Duck Hunt,
the
bro.
one with the gun. Mario, he didn't get a gun
Right.
while
right.
playing Mario, so yeah,
And was it the orange gun or the gray gun?
it was the gray gun.
Mm-hmm. That means it was first run.
Yeah,
That was only the original batch that came out, Nintendo, when it came out in 1985. It was like, in gray. But of course, some, parent was getting over like crazy of like, it looks like a real gun, blah, blah, blah. So then their second
and
batch,
so it began.
Right.
No.
So their second batch came out with the
See, they let
orange
them win
zapper.
one time, and then fucking parents were like, "Oh, we can complain about anything now."
Yep,
We're fucking-
yep.
Okay, so it looked like a real gun.
Right.
and
It was
then they
like
changed
that
the color.
safety craze. You know how like all the play toys had that like orange tip?
Yeah.
Suddenly every cap gun and little toy gun had to have like this big orange tip saying, "Hey, it's not a real gun."
I was born 1990, so I was part of. I got to experience a little bit of not having all that orange cap shit on
Yeah.
all my stuff.
I had that for sure. I was born in 82, so it was one of those like I kind of still had those.
You had those
like,
candy cigarettes, and
Totally.
fucking
Like-
chocolate guns. No.
Yeah, like you could buy firecrackers off the like
Oh, wow.
ice cream truck. You could definitely buy stink bombs.
Flamethrowers.
Yeah, anything that was under
Anything
$2.
anything was okay in the 80s.
Yeah, I liked Duck Hunt. They didn't really have enough games for the Zapper. It was just kind of Duck Hunt.
Now that I think about it, Duck Hunt kind of sucked. All you did was you didn't really go anywhere. You just kept shooting the duck, but you were just
Yep.
like so happy that you had a gun and you were just shooting.
Well, the
shooting
duck
something.
would fly faster, so
It would?
there was a little bit of skill, I guess.
Okay.
But then there was this like thing you could hack where you could just like literally just put the gun next to the screen. And just just flash it.
Yeah, my older cousin would do that. He would just be like, let's do it this way. I'm like, no, what are you doing?
There's a new SNES emulator that's coming out.
Isn't it only like $80 or something like that?
Yeah, $80.
Oh my
And I
God.
think it has 21 games. But is it gonna be another NES mini where it just doesn't get like nearly the demand, or it doesn't come out with any amount of like product? So people are just like totally like, what? Where is this?
I'm waiting
Like
for
last year.
I'm waiting for the Nintendo Switch to drop down a little bit in price.
The Switch does look kind of cool.
It is pretty sweet.
Have you played it?
I have not, but it looks. I've heard a lot about it, and I've seen videos, and it looks pretty awesome. I heard there's going to be a new Smash Brothers for it, so now I have to get it.
Are you a big Smash Brothers fan?
Huge Smash Brothers fan. I literally bought an N64 so I can play the original Smash and Mario Kart. Because I was like, I need some. After my breakup, I was like, I need some nostalgia. So
right.
I bought like an N64. I had extra money, so I wasn't spending it on her.
I told this on the podcast before, but I had a friend that literally told me to get the hell out of his house because I was kicking his ass at Mario Kart so much. He actually didn't tell me, though. He got his mom to tell me to go home.
Mamma mia!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's that much of a puss.
Oh, my gosh. How old were you?
I'd say 15.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Like, old enough to be like, really, bro? Like, you're getting your
really?
mom...
You got my mom to kick me out after a
like,
game?
Yeah, like, dude, I just, like, beat you a couple of times. It's not like you lost every round.
Right. Gosh, some people just, like, can't take that shit.
Yep, but I was
Like
one of those... I mean, I'll admit I was one of those winners that did go like, "Oh, in your face, fucker!"
Oh,
what?
yeah.
What?
Well, you celebrate beating your friends because you know your friends are very, very good.
Yeah.
So every time you win against them, it's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you!"
Yeah, because there were plenty of times that they were saying that to me.
Exactly. Just like pelvic thrusting and middle fingers and your mom sucks dicks.
Yep. I remember my brother. He's 5 years younger than me, and there were a long time where I was just whooping his ass at every video game, showing him like, hey, this is how you play it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, hey, calm down. Like, and he would always be like, oh, well, I don't know. Oh, I can't do it. It's like, calm down. I'll do it. And then it got to a point where, like, he superseded me. And then it turned into like, oh, wait, he's kicking my ass. And now it's like every Call of Duty, every Battlefield, it's like, oh, how do you do this, Kyle? Oh, I don't know. What? Oh, I suck at this, man. You do it.
Help me beat this level.
Yeah. Come on, little bro. Like, I used to be cool, but now I'm not cool. Like, games have superseded me. But now, games aren't like Nintendo games,
Yeah.
where there's a handful of games out there in Nintendo that I swear can't be beat. You cannot beat them. I don't care if you're the creator of the game. You are not beating it.
I've 100% played those games and I've gotten very upset.
They didn't sell them to be beatable. If anything,
They
it was
they
like, we're
made
going to
them
make
sell
this
product.
so hard that you can't beat it.
Exactly.
Like, that was the challenge. Now it's like, no, we can't sell a game that can't be beat. Nobody's going to want to play it. You have to have it be beat. And if you can't beat it, we'll just dumb it down and have you play easy mode.
I think there was actually a version of Mario where when you get to the end, you just go straight to the beginning again.
Right.
Like, they actually they created an unwinnable game.
Well, that's the thing,
and
though.
sold
Like,
it to people.
every time, though, when you, like, beat the game and it starts over, the bosses go faster and everything gets sped up incrementally. So,
wow.
like, if you theoretically go through it, like, 8 times, it's going to be way faster than the first time you beat it, theoretically.
Well, it's kind of good, though. It's like leveling up a little bit.
Of course.
In a way.
Like, yeah, we're going to have you play it again, and it will be on this infinite loop, but it's going to always be
Forever and
faster
ever and
and
ever.
faster. We first played Super Mario Brothers. There was no, like, easy mode or hard mode. It was just the game.
Right.
If you couldn't beat it, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's just,
It's the
aren't
game.
Good. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, I'll just change it so I
Stick to
can
sports.
beat
No.
it. Right. But now there is. If you can't play it, there is a mode where, I'll just make it easier. And then you can play it.
Exactly. They have those now where it's like super hard, easy.
Normal. I like that, though. Do you ever play, like, extreme versions? Like, where you always go, like, I'm going to play the insane mode.
The insane mode? No, I never really go that far. I'm stuck on easy, trying to beat the first level of Call of Duty.
What's your favorite retro game?
Retro game? Galaga.
Besides Galaga. That's like the arcade game. Like, would you own a Galaga machine?
Oh, absolutely. If I had $2,000
cabinet?
lying around, for sure, I would either get that or an expensive pet.
Would you do Galaga? Or would you do like a mod where it was just the cabinet with 2,000 games inside it? Just on an emulator.
And all those useless games? No.
Or would you do like a retro
No,
classic
I would
where
go
it's like,
all
no,
out and
it's
just
just this game?
I would get Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga.
No joke. I still want a Mrs. Pac-Man table, like coffee table game.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
it's
Like the ones that were in Pizza Hut?
Yes.
When you were a kid?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I miss those.
It was a table as well as a machine. I want that one. So you could actually use it, you
Let
know?
me eat my personal pan pizza while Pac-Man eats those little dots.
No shit, yeah.
And everybody won.
And Mrs. Pac-Man was always like a little faster and harder.
Yeah, I really like that one because there was actually the course changed a little bit. Like it went from the pink one to the blue to like the other color.
I remember so many times I would go to this Marie Callender's and they would have one there. And while we were waiting to get seated, I would play Pac-Man. And then like the shitty part is that I started getting so good that I would like be still playing by the time they like called our name. So like my family's like, hey, okay, we're gonna go to this table, and then like I'd be playing so long because I didn't want to waste my quarter that like by the time I actually like lost, they would already have like ordered their food and like had their drinks, and I'm like, oh, you guys already like took your orders? And they're like, yeah, you just weren't here, so I guess you're not gonna eat tonight. I'm like, what? They're like, no, we ordered this for you, but now you're gonna eat that.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, thanks for like ordering food for me, but oh, I wish I wasn't so good at Pac-Man. As a comic, I would assume like, you know, you have to kind of be into flying. You know, once you get to a certain level, yeah, like you're gonna have to like get used to being on an airplane all the time.
I guess.
Being the road comic, so to speak.
The sky comic.
Right. Or are you gonna be that John Madden type of guy where you just rent a bus and you just drive everywhere?
If I ever progress that far, I would definitely get a bus and just like play video games all the way there while my driver drives, or my homie who I pay to be with me all the time drives.
Right. Hey, Nick.
Because flying just is so uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Hey, I was going to try to do a John Madden impression. And you see, Nick, you got to get a RV like me, and then you just drive from city to city, and then you go, boom! Tell some jokes there. Boom! Tell some jokes there. Boom!
I'll get a Ralphie May-sized RV with all the kittens in the world.
Yeah.
And I travel
no
city
joke.
to city.
I do the RV way over like an airplane.
Your ears pop. You have to chew gum. You crash.
Yeah.
There's
like nobody's heard of like that horrific the day the music died where somebody like, you know, 4 or 5 singers just died in an RV.
Oh God.
It was never that. It was always they're in an airplane and they die.
Exactly. When's the last time you heard a comedian dying on a...
It was like Sam Kinison. He died driving to Laughlin or something.
That was in the 90s though.
Yeah.
And that was
in his own car too.
In his own car. Yeah, he got hit by a drunk driver.
And presumably he was probably beaked out on coke or something too.
Probably. That's what dashboards are for.
Yeah. Like, I don't know the details, but I know that he probably wasn't driving the safest.
No, from his material, yeah, he wasn't
but
the most...
he's Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
No joke, though. I had a friend's... his brother died on that same road.
Yeah?
Yep. It's just like in between... It's from Laughlin to Vegas. It's like a 2-lane highway. And there's like a lot of those like suicide times where you can like, you know, pass other slower vehicles, but you're going to be like in oncoming traffic for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And that's the moment. Like his brother was passing a semi-truck and, you know, didn't make it over in time and totally just
totaled,
head slammed into another car and instantly died. And you're like, oh shit.
Driving's crazy.
Yeah.
I lost my job at the post office because of a car accident.
Really? You used to work at the post office?
I had a government job.
And you were actually one of the guys that went and delivered the mail.
Mm-hmm. I drove that big square box with the 7 mirrors on it.
Yeah.
Very difficult
with
to drive.
The driver's side on the other side.
Yeah, that's how luckily the car hit me on the side I should have been on, but luckily it was a mail truck, so I was on the other side, and I spun around like 3 times.
So it was their fault.
It was definitely their fault, for sure, 100%.
And then what happened after that?
They canned my ass, because that was a government vehicle, and I was on probation, because I needed 3 months on the job before I can be like legally good, be like, okay, this guy's trustworthy.
Even though it was their fault.
Yeah. Like, if I got bit by a dog, I would have gotten fired, too, because you're not supposed to have any injuries or incidents during your 3 months probation.
Right.
And I actually almost got bit by a dog. That's one of my jokes.
I didn't know that.
First day, too. Fucking,
what?
Yeah.
Don't you carry, like, mace or something?
No, they don't give trainees mace.
Or a pork chop?
Well, they do, kind of, but I kept it in my truck.
They give you a pork chop?
No, they don't give me a pork chop, because I would not have time to eat it. I had this little... I think it was a fanny pack with like mace on it, and it was hanging on a hook in my truck, and I just like never had it on me because it's useless.
Right.
Fucking useless. Mace on a dog is useless.
It doesn't
Mailmen
stop
don't
them?
use mace. They use Socks with quarters.
So that's why they've been carrying them. I always thought it was for the meter. No, it's actually the club dogs.
Yeah. I actually had a cat incident, too. A cat hopped in my car, and I drove around with it.
Like a feral cat?
Like a feral... Well, sure, I don't know. I didn't test it or anything, but it hid in my back seat with my mail, and it jumped on my lap while I was driving in this neighborhood.
That's awesome.
It freaked... I'd never been more scared in my life.
Speaking of which, if you guys hear some noise in the background, Nick has some kittens running around, and they're awfully adorable. I like kittens. I like cats.
Kittens are amazing.
I've noticed, people are very team-orientated when it comes to, like, being a cat or a dog owner. It's like always like, oh, you love dogs? Fuck off. Oh, you love cats? Oh, I love you.
I'm not really on a team. I'm just into adorable at the moment.
Yeah. Anything that can, like, make me go, aw.
So let it be known, my ex had 19 cats.
What?
Yeah.
And you, like, were in that willingly.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the 19 cats, went, I could deal with that.
Oh, I never actually saw all of them.
How is that possible?
A lot of them would just hide underneath like the couch or something like that. I only saw like a few of them.
It was like an estimate. She was like, I
think
think I have
house,
19.
Though. She had like a 2-story house, like mansion.
Whoa.
Yeah, she lived in Aliso Viejo. It was a big ass house.
And how does she afford or want 19 cats?
She was a what's it called?
Psycho?
No, yes. But, no, what's it called? A vet technician. So she was a manager. So she made some really good money.
And then she like just decided like, oh, I'm going to take these cats and maybe find a home.
And when a girl
then
tells you she has 19 cats, you kind of call it as a joke at first.
Right.
And then you actually see it. You're like, oh, no.
And did the house like smell like it had 19
no,
cats?
No, actually, it smelled really good.
That's sweet.
Or I might just like cat shit. Who knows?
You might actually, just be attracted to,
toxoplasmosis.
Right. Right. Do you think you have that?
Oh, God, I hope so. No.
Right. What are the symptoms? Like, you act like Charlie Sheen?
One can only hope.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
You're just doing a whole bunch of coke and banging hookers? Those are the symptoms?
Yeah, and you're ultra-aggressive.
You're married to Denise Richards for a little bit?
Yeah.
Those are some bomb-ass symptoms.
Man, I wouldn't mind being married to Denise Richards.
Oh, Wild Things?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is there some reason why you're here?
Curiosity, I guess.
About what? How to improve your breaststroke?
And Starship Troopers?
Oh, I totally forgot Starship Troopers. That's my favorite.
35% on the math final. No one can be that dumb with numbers.
Well, at least you didn't lose your lunch over a bug.
Who cares about bugs? You can't go anywhere if you don't know math.
Don't be so sure. I like you, even if you are dumb with numbers.
But I will say, Wild Things, she did get naked, so.
She did definitely get naked. Dinah Myers got naked in Starship Troopers, not Denise Richards.
Yeah, who was on 90210. Ooh. Hell yeah. So who would be your, actress that would be, this exception?
When I was a teenager, definitely Kate Beckinsale from Underworld.
I know what I heard, and I know what my gut tells me, and I'm telling you, there could be dozens of Dykens now. Dykens?
Really?
Because I love that leather.
You like the and the British accent.
And the British I didn't even care about the accent, to be honest. I just like a badass woman with a gun.
Ah.
I like the strong women type.
What about what's her face?
And then
Resident Evil chick.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
You know what? I really got into her from Dazed and Confused. Fucking Mila Jovovich is awesome.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. And then
I always liked her from Species.
No, that wasn't her.
What?
No, that was a completely different actress.
I thought it was
South Park
her.
did an episode on that, and it was a completely different actress.
I thought it was her. Okay,
I forget her name,
could be wrong. Yeah.
Hey guys, the internet here. Daryl and Nick are thinking of the actress Natasha Henstridge. I don't know how they could have forgotten her name. She's damn fine if I do say so myself.
One more though.
She was in Fifth Element.
Yes.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
But she was the badass Asian chick from Sin City with the swords and the knives and shit.
Oh yeah.
Devin Akoy, I think. I don't know how to pronounce her
Yes.
last name, but yeah, she was hot as hell in that fucking movie.
Yeah, she had roller skates and the blades and.
She doesn't quite chop his head off. She makes a Pez dispenser out of him.
Heather Graham from Boogie Nights. No.
Oh yeah, she was hot. Mm.
Are you gonna take your skates off?
I don't take my skates off. Oh, don't fucking come in.
Okay.
Are you a big Mr. Skin fan?
No, actually. I was as a teenager though, but not so much anymore.
It does seem like you have a lot of knowledge of when an actress was naked in a movie.
That nerd saw me naked.
Hey, my hobbies are my business. Sir. No, yeah, definitely. I watch a lot of movies. Like I used to work at Blockbuster Video.
So did I.
Fucking, I knew there was something about you. You still remember your code number?
I think so. Yes, it was like 58598 something.
Goddamn nerds.
I haven't been drinking. I probably
Because it was like like the store code plus like your
206-58030.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Nerds!
Yeah, and it was definitely awesome. It was a cool job, and I will remember I became assistant manager.
Lucky.
For like 2 weeks before the store closed.
The fucking chapter 11.
Yes.
That was the best summer of my life, dude. Just like long ass lines, selling movies, talking trivia and shit with
Just
everybody.
Everything for 5 for 20, 4 for 20. Everything must go.
Can I get one that's not scratched? No,
you can't.
You can't. You literally can't. Everyone's child has touched these movies.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I probably bought like at least 80 of them.
Have you seen my movie collection, bro?
They're all Blockbuster DVDs.
Half of them are, yes. The other half is just me being terrible with money.
And of course, like you would get like 5 free rentals a week. So you were renting movies all the time and games. Oh, that was like the time I was playing the most games.
I never socialized in high school. I was inside all the time.
Totally. And like the only shitty parts were like the inventory times where you'd have to do like the
I would just
after midnight bullshit.
I either got really stoned before,
yes,
or I would just me and my buddy would sneak a flask and just like have like a little bit to drink, and then just be like, broop, 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 broop. Why? Did you miss any? Yeah, a whole bunch. Broop, 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 broop. I'll get them later. Broop, 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 broop.
And there were so many regulars. There were like you became
There's the good regulars,
their critic.
and the bad regulars.
You became like their go-to. Like they trusted your opinion. Suddenly, like you give them like 2 or 3 movies that they liked, and now suddenly it's like they're coming up to you every time and going, "Hey man, what's up? What do you like? What's going on?"
My boss would call me after
or
hours
just
to
show
answer
you
questions.
They just show you like some movie, like, "Hey, is this any good? You like this?"
I don't know. I don't watch movies.
Of course, there would be those guys where you're like, "I don't care." Yes, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, there were definitely those guys.
Perfect, man. You should totally rent it.
Yeah, man. Tom Selleck's fucking great, bro.
Noah Wiley, I love him.
Wes Anderson, fuck yeah, bro.
I heard he's coming out with a new movie soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it animated? Real?
No, Goldblum is in it. He was promoting it.
What?
Yep.
I love Wes Anderson, to be honest.
Of course. I think it's because he
No, like I love Wes Anderson.
He films movies like a play. It's always that static, I'm not going to move the camera, I'm just going to have characters enter, and it's very linear, very one-dimensional almost.
I heard
but
he had
in a good way.
I heard he had a very French style of filmmaking.
Which one's your favorite?
It's torn between probably The Life Aquatic and then
of course
Grand Budapest.
Those are both really good. I also like Rushmore and Tannenbaums.
Wasn't
those
a big
are
fan
almost
of
like
Rushmore.
where he started. It's like
Yeah,
he
exactly.
didn't find his style until maybe like Sisu.
Moonrise Kingdom is
Moonrise
amazing.
yeah.
Also, I love that one. Just like Bill Murray, all drunk, gonna be like, I don't know how to deal with this. I'm gonna go chop down a tree. That's probably one of my favorite moments because I'm like, who doesn't want to chop down a tree when they're angry?
Totally. I love Steve Zissou because it's so like funny, but it's also just it has a lot of heart still.
Yeah.
And it also has like great music. And there are those moments where you're like, was that a joke?
I love how he
that was
actually-
funny.
I love how he actually says like the subtext sometimes, like in the dialogue, just like when they're about to crash the plane, he's like, "This is gonna hurt." He could have said a million other things, but he's going, "This is gonna hurt." But
Right,
it means
right.
like other things too. It's like I'm gonna lose we're probably gonna die.
Yes. Yeah.
And he actually loses Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
When I first saw that, for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, Owen Wilson
Spoiler
dies.
alert, yeah.
Sorry guys, should have seen it by now. There's a jaguar
wow.
shark too. It's pretty trippy.
Oh wow, I died.
Why does my nose look like this?
Why did Wes Anderson have me die?
His brother's pretty good too.
Yeah, Bottle
Luke
Rocket.
Wilson.
Wasn't that the first Wes Anderson?
Yes, him and Luke. Yeah, that's right. They were brothers in that movie.
Yeah, that was a cool underrated movie. It just had some moments, but I think again, he didn't find his full swing until movie 4.
I actually watched a movie before the podcast today.
Oh yeah,
I watched Get Out.
Oh,
Jordan
yeah.
Peele's Get Out. Did you see that yet?
It's on DVD.
Yeah, it just came out on DVD recently.
I gotta check that out.
Do it. It's actually really good.
I know.
Very clever. Very clever and unique. I really liked how fucking original it was. Just be like, there's no way they're going this way. Oh my god! and then just like the twist, it fucking blew my mind. I like screamed.
It's funny because I haven't had people spoil it for me, thankfully, but I've had some people tell me that there is a big twist.
There's definitely
and then other people have said, "Oh, there's not that."
Shyamalan wishes he was this good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that big.
I thought it was super creepy and awesome. I thought it was kind of a slow build up, but then it starts like picking up speed, and then it gets really good.
Sweet.
I liked it a lot. And the
I
acting
definitely
is
want to check it
fantastic.
out. I find it funny.
It's definitely better than most horror films you like probably see. That's just like the same. Help! They're trying to kill us.
I always like seeing different stuff from people that I enjoy. Like, you see Key and Peele, and you're like, man, these guys are so funny.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Did you see Red State?
Hell yeah.
Red State is probably one of my favorite movies.
And it's so not Kevin Smith.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he did it on a bet. Just be like, hey, man, write something about this. And no, I think that was Tusk. I'm sorry. He did this for another reason. But I remember listening to the audio commentary, and he's like, I want to do it. I want to write a movie this way. Get continuously more fucked up the more I write. Be like, which way should this go? The darkest way possible. Go further, and then keep going. And then that's exactly what the movie Red State is. It's freaking insane. You need to see it.
Hell yeah. I love it. It is a good movie. No, but I like that about like certain actors and certain directors where, they don't just do the same thing over and over. They try to reinvent themselves.
Exactly. Not like Wes Anderson.
Should we make up a movie now?
Yes, let's do it.
That we've talked about movies enough? Okay, so I like to bring up this segment with movie buffs and people that love the cinema. And what we do here is we try to make up a movie, but I use randomness as our guide. And I have 2 categories, which are the genre as well as the lead character. So we will have Nick Merritt pick those 2 categories at random. And then once we get those categories, we will go from there. Okay, so pick 1 through 10 twice.
Okay, 1 through 10 twice.
Yeah.
7.
7 is a gritty crime drama.
Ooh, noir.
And then now we are picking another new 1 through 10, which is the lead character.
4.
Amy Schumer.
God damn it.
Okay, so we have a gritty crime drama starring Amy Schumer.
Fantastic.
How do we start this bitch?
The gritty crime drama about her vagina.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So she's a whore. What if she's a girl that she's pretends to be a prostitute?
Oh, yes,
she's
an undercover prostitute.
Yeah, she's an undercover prostitute.
And that's how she makes her career.
Yes,
but she keeps the money.
Right. So she like takes down like the most notorious pimps.
Exactly.
She's like the number one.
Who are you gonna call? Pimp buster.
Right. Horror queen.
Horror queen.
So like she is the one person that takes down all the pimps.
I think that's her next special, Horror Queen.
Horror Queen.
Horror Queen.
That's what the name of the movie is.
Horror Queen. I'm coming for payback.
Starring Amy Schumer.
Starring Amy Schumer.
But that's the thing. Okay, so she is this woman that's like, really hot, fuckable, but also a cop. And then she decides like, okay, I'm going to take down all these like illegal prostitution, one pimp at a time.
Because my mother was killed by prostitution.
Right. Yes. Her mom used to be a whore.
Exactly.
And then...
Used to be. But she finds out she's still alive.
Right. Oh, she was dead, but later in the third act, she shows up and goes, oh, I'm not dead.
And she's still whoring.
Right. And is it... Who plays that character? Like,
Goldie Hawn again.
Oh, no. We need another
Heather Graham.
Heather... No, she's not old enough.
Oh.
She can't be her mom. She's the same age as Amy Schumer.
No. Oh, no, they just age her up a little bit with makeup.
Okay, so she Benjamin Buttons it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Or what if we do like something like Diane Keaton or like Helen Mirren?
Catherine Keener.
There you go. Or Diane Lane.
Ooh. Diane Lane.
Yeah,
I like
she's
that,
pretty
actually.
hot. Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah. Okay, let's just have the movie about Diane Lane.
Fucking Ashley Judd.
Yes. Okay, so...
When's the last time you've seen Ashley Judd?
I know, yeah. She's just been in
I think she finally got lost in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Along came a spider and then bit Ashley Judd, and she's never seen again.
I am a nasty woman.
Morgan Freeman knows what she is. He just won't tell. The documentary's not out yet.
Tell me, Morgan Freeman, bitch. All right. Anyway, okay. So we're.
That's how he talks.
I'll find Ashley Judd for you guys.
But as long as I'm being paid for it. I haven't retired yet.
I won't do that for free, shit.
I'm not risking my black neck for this.
Okay, so Amy Schumer, she's a undercover prostitute. She decides, like, okay, who's the, like, guy that she's taken down? Who's the pimp?
Oh, my God.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Christian Slater.
Oh, Christian Slater, a white guy. A first white pimp. We're going against type.
Absolutely.
I like it. Because, here we go. She later hooks up with him. It's like turning into, like, do I want to turn this guy in?
Oh, no, she was dating him before she found out he wasn't.
Right. Okay, but, like, she's a prostitute trying to take down this guy that she thinks is the pimp, like the head guy.
Right.
But then...
And he keeps giving her, like, bad information or something like that.
But then later she finds out he's the kingpin after she's fallen in love with him.
And I feel really goofy saying this after only knowing you one night. And me being a call girl and all. But I think I love you.
Wait a second. Look, I've been trying to keep this whole thing in perspective. I mean, you just said you love me. Now, if I say I love you and just throw caution to the wind and let the chips fall where they may, and you're lying to me, I'm gonna fucking die.
I'm not lying to you. And I swear from this moment forth, I'll never lie to you again.
The whore king.
Right. But at first, he's played it off. You know, he's made it so, you know, they meet under non-whore circumstances. You know, they're...
Under non-whore circumstances.
They're like, you know, at like a laundromat or something. And she's just doing laundry. And then like he's doing laundry and they just like kind of hit it off. So they start dating.
Would a pimp do his own laundry though?
That's the thing. Like, it's something that you're like, oh, wait. Why is he here? I don't know. But the one night he is here, he meets her.
He's probably collecting money.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like he actually goes there to like, shake somebody down at the laundromat, and then he meets her. But then goes like, oh yeah, I'm just like a businessman. You know, I invest in things. That's what he thinks. That's what he tells her. He's an investment. I invest.
I work in products.
Yeah. Little does she know, I really mean I invest in pussy.
In legal trade.
So, of course, she finds out that's the big climax. You know, she finds out he's really a pimp. Yeah, so she finds out he's really a pimp. But then, does she turn him in? Now she's at a crossroads, you know?
Dun.
Does she turn the man that she loves in because she's a cop, and that's what she has to do because she's a prostitute that takes down pimps?
I think she does because she knows what she does. She knows what he does, and it's wrong.
And then he goes, "I thought I knew you. I thought you loved me.
I thought we shared something together."
Yeah, in the Christian Slater way.
I thought we shared. That's not how he sounds.
Yeah, can you do a Christian Slater?
No, probably not.
You know,
I've only seen him in Interview with a Vampire or Very Bad Things, but I know he gets hysterical.
Greetings and salutations.
You know, Amy, I want you to know that I love you.
He's like a more tame Al Pacino.
Hooah! I thought that you were just a whore, but you're a queen whore, or you're a whore queen.
You're a. What if it's pig whore because she's a cop?
Yeah, pig whore. I like that.
Amy Schumer in Pig Whore.
I'm coming for payback. I'm coming for payback.
That could have some legs, for sure.
I think so.
So who plays, like, you know, the sassy...
partner?
Yeah, the partner. Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman. No.
As a transgendered woman.
As a transgender.
It has to be another whore on the beat, you know?
Ooh.
You know, like Wanda Sykes.
No, not Wanda Sykes.
Or
Chelsea Handler.
There you go. Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Pandler.
No, we need some ethnic. We need some diversity. So
In the police units.
Maybe like, oh, here we go. Leslie Jones.
Jones? Okay.
Leslie Jones. So we have Leslie Jones be the other sassy whore. I think we got that. That's definitely a winner right there.
Hell yeah, you tall glass of egg whites.
All we gotta do is just write that bad boy. And we got. I feel a lot of money coming our way.
Amy Schumer in Queen Whore, a.k.a.
Pig Whore.
Pig Whore.
Co-starring Leslie Jones and Christian Slater.
Sounds Oscar-worthy.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
I actually went to a Tech 9 show and there was a mosh pit.
Nice. Really?
Yeah, at a rap show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that? I love Tech 9.
Tech 9's fucking awesome. They actually, I was kind of hesitant. I saw them at Knotfest, which is like a metal festival.
Yes.
But then Tech 9 performed and he was sick.
Hell yeah.
His drummer was like standing on his drums and drumming. I was like, yeah.
I had a friend, one of the first guys I ever smoked weed with. He was like really big.
No.
Yeah, mom. My mom, she was in a Tech 9. No, but it was this dude, and yeah, like, I'd go over to his house, we'd smoke, and then like he'd put on Tech 9 and put on a lot of D12 too. Mm-hmm. Like early Eminem, like before it was Eminem.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, wow, you're like a white guy and you love this music. That's amazing. I'd be that way too, but obviously I'd always be that more self-conscious white guy that's like, oh, I can't. Like, as soon as the white guys pull up at the red light, I gotta turn down the NWA. Like, I can't bump it. Like, I gotta be like that Michael Bolton guy in an Office Space that's like, I'm not mouthing along to it. I tried to do a bit like that recently where I was like telling people that I would never say the N-word, but I would sing it.
Like, how'd that go?
Not too well.
Yeah.
And then I went into like this bit where I was like, I really love Childish Gambino, and he has this song called Redbone, and the chorus is like, and I was like doing it on stage, and yeah, as soon as like everybody was with me, and still until I said like the N-word part.
Yeah, and then they just bailed off the bit.
And then they were like, "Yeah, we no longer like you."
Did you save yourself, or?
I tried to save myself. I feel like there's a way to crack the code. I just haven't cracked it on like how to be like that funny guy that's like I say it in the funny way, not the
I don't think
lame
there is a way to
racist
crack
way.
the code.
No?
No, I don't think so. I just don't go anywhere near that.
No. You don't?
I do not.
I was talking with Jason Rodriguez just recently about how he has a really funny Beaner joke.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes like Beaner doesn't feel as like hard. Like, yeah, it's like pejorative and it's not like, a nice
There's
word.
no band called BWA.
Beaners with attitude. I want to see that band.
Movie's coming out soon.
Yep, starring Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. I built her a cake.
What's your favorite retro game?
I want to say probably Contra, or...
Which one was that?
It was the side-scrolling game that you could shoot, and it was on the original NES.
Okay.
And...
Are you gonna get the? So you're gonna get the new retro game thing?
I want to try.
Nice.
But I doubt I'm gonna get it
right away.
They're gonna sell out.
Ugh, fuckers.
Nintendo, that's what they do on purpose. They try to like just... I don't like how everything, especially now that there's an internet, everything has a resale market. Now that once something becomes popular.
Exactly. Some asshole buys a whole bunch and then he sells them again.
The manufacturer just says, I'm going to produce so many, and then all these other assholes go, well, if you're only going to produce this many, I'm going to buy half of them. And then jack up the price.
And they sell them for like $600.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Why doesn't Nintendo just flood it? and just go, who wants
I thought,
one?
weren't they in
who
trouble?
the fuck wants one?
Weren't they like in trouble and were like in trouble on the verge of going bankrupt or whatever because they were like
Maybe.
I remember reading something how they weren't doing so well.
I didn't know that. Like
their
I always
systems
thought that
weren't
they
selling.
were. I mean, I knew that they probably weren't as popular as PlayStation or Xbox, but still, they were still like getting some of the market, especially with certain age demos. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
I feel like Nintendo was like, okay, we're here for just, you know, kids that are getting into their first gaming system, not the guys that are like 38 that have been playing that played us back in the day.
Exactly.
Which I'll admit, like I'm that way. I'd rather play an Xbox or PlayStation than a Wii. Not saying it's not cool. It's just not made for me.
I prefer a different kind of game.
Yeah. Now, certain games I could be cool with, but it's not it's not enough to have me buy a system.
Absolutely.
Like Metroid and Zelda, those would be cool, but I don't want to buy a system just for 2 games.
Exactly. I was going to, and then I found out that like Mario Kart and like Smash weren't going to be made for like a while, so I was just like, oh, screw it, I'll wait.
And then, yeah, the Switch, that's a cool idea.
But then what's the next idea going to be? The Wii U came out a minute ago.
Well, I think they're going to probably try to get on the VR train again eventually.
Virtual reality?
Yeah, because PlayStation's already there. I mean, Oculus is already there on its own.
Yeah.
And I would assume Xbox is going to get their own VR soon. Have you ever checked it out?
I haven't. I think I saw like a display at Best Buy one time.
Right.
How they were like wearing the thing over their eyes, and I was like, wow, it's finally here.
I checked out.
I stood there in awe. I was like, wow, no way. I can finally get one of these things.
My friend had a Resident Evil VR thing.
Oh, that's frightening.
With PlayStation, and it had the haptic, controller and the glove.
How much was it?
That's the thing. Like, the VR system alone is like $900.
Wow.
Plus the system, which is another $3 or $4. So like, and then like the actual like gloves and haptic things, that could be even another extra $200. So you're probably spending like $15, maybe $2,000, especially if you're gonna buy a couple of games.
Oh yeah, right. You don't just want one game.
Yeah, so you're spending $2,000.
Resident Evil though would be so gnarly.
But it was just a demo. Like he was like, okay, so it was like 2 levels, but those 2 levels were fucking sweet. It was a very cool wow, I'm like in this thing. I'm like, I can go wherever I want. I can look wherever I want. It's like in it. But I'm like, do I want to pay $2,000 for this? No.
No way. I can spend $2,000 on so many other more important things.
Exactly. This
system.
is a small automobile.
Exactly. A vehicle.
Yeah, this is 2 months rent or whatever, But once it gets down in price, I could see myself getting it for sure.
When like the 5th system comes out, yeah, I'll get that first one right now.
I'm always that way. I'm never the first adopter. I'm never that first guy out there that's the day of. It's never been that way for movies. It's never been I did that once for the original Wii. Me and some friends sat out in front of a Walmart 18 hours before it
nice.
launched. And we were the first ones in line. And yeah, I will say in that instance, it was fun. It was a fun time to just hang out. And yeah, once people started lining up, everybody was a huge Nintendo enthusiast. So we were definitely playing Mario Kart with actual 8 players, all on DSs and stuff. And
I've only done that for concerts and
it was super nerdy shit.
Comedy shows.
But it was fun during that day. I don't know if I would do it now.
Mm-hmm. But
it is maybe I was at an age where I would do that. I had a lot of time to kill.
Exactly. You can hang out with your buddies in line.
Yeah. Especially I remember doing the same thing when they re-released the Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed out in front of the audience or the theater and
to get tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Or for the midnight showing to get cool seats.
Oh, I can't see the screen.
What would you see a midnight showing to now?
Recently,
what would you wait in line for? The new Star Wars?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
2?
3.
3,
definitely for sure. Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing. Probably the most recent movie that I can remember going to the midnight showing for was with a whole bunch of homies seeing the Evil Dead remake. I remember that's like the last midnight movie I saw.
I never saw that one. Was Bruce Campbell in it?
No, he wasn't, but he was an executive producer, I think.
Okay.
And Sam Raimi was too.
Nice.
But, it had a really good cast. It was actually really good. I liked it a lot.
Did they have the tree raping scene?
Yes, they did.
What? When I first saw that, I was definitely like, I've never seen this shit before.
That's off my bucket list as a kid.
Like,
tree rape.
Never thought of that. Yeah, never. As a director or as like a creative person, I've never thought like, you know what would be cool? If a tree raped this chick at this point.
And that's how she got the zombie virus.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and then multiple, if not tens of 20 of people went like, yes. I agree. Let's do this.
Write that.
Yes. Do you need that to... I can make that happen, man. Oh, you need tentacles to, like, penetrate some chick? You got it.
Perfect.
You got it.
How soon? How soon? They might be in my truck, and I'm just stalling with you.
What's your favorite, like, gory horror film?
Probably Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Yes.
Were you...
Yes.
This calls for divine intervention. I kick ass for the Lord.
I love Dead Alive.
It's so good.
I so love Dead Alive. I so love that it was made by Peter Jackson.
Oh, the accent? It's so good.
Yes, the accent, the doctor, or whatever you want to call him.
Oh my god, right. I just love the practical effects and how like none of it was like computer and how like incredibly low budget it was. And it's just brilliant and just horrible and fantastic all at the same time.
I love that age in cinema too, like where we were at a stage. Oh no, cat!
No!
Oh no!
Sorry about that, guys. The cat attacked the podcast. He's getting adventurous.
No, but like it was at that stage where practical effects were still king. You know, we weren't in that CGI phase. Or if it was CG, it was like, okay, we're going to make this background look better. Mm-hmm. You know, we're going to just like take out this building or, you know, make this this area look more colorful or whatever.
Instead of one person in the audience, let's have 1,000.
Exactly. So you're like, okay, that's cool. I like that CGI. But it wasn't like, oh, we're going to make like this CG, you know, monster or whatever. No, it was like, no, the monster's still going to be practical.
Put the cat in the bathroom.
I love movies like Freaks and like...
Oh, Todd Browning's Freaks?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Where it's like all practical and like, you know, little monsters and
I still don't know how they did the thing at the end with like her head on the thing's body. Ruining movies, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Merritt. But yeah, her like head on like the bird's body. Oh my god, that was like so gruesome. I loved it. For like 1931 or whenever that came out, that must have been like so disturbing to people.
Oh, right. No, was that Nick Browning's?
Todd Browning. Okay. And that was in the 30s? I think it was like early 30s.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Alex Winter's Freaks.
Elijah C. Scuggs, freak show tycoon, an amateur bioengineer.
I can look at a guy like Kevin Costner and see a giant peach grub.
When fate brought them together, Mr. Scuggs took an average Hollywood slime ball and made something out of him.
This was my good side!
20th Century Fox presents Free. It's about friendship.
I thought I told you to shut up!
Loyalty.
I say we kill him!
Life's big questions.
How many feminists does it take to screw in a light bulb? Oh.
Show business.
The public does not want to see disgusting, depraved, violent filth.
And I suppose Jake and the Fat Man was just a fluke.
It's about state-of-the-art technology. It's about Mr. T, the bearded lady.
I am woman. Not like me.
It's about Bobcat Goldthwait as a son.
It's the end of the world! The apocalypse!
It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
And it'll make a cold sore that you thought had healed up start bugging you again.
It's the kind of film Brooke Shields has always wanted to do.
Oh.
Introducing Larry Bud Melvin as the President of the United States.
What's the matter? Trying of a little rock stuff?
In Free, coming soon to theater. Free, but ugly, but funny.
Welcome to show business, morons!
You know that movie?
Oh, I thought we were talking a completely different movie.
Where the guy from Bill and Ted's.
Yeah, Alex Winter.
Yeah, and also Keanu Reeves is in it, and fucking...
wow, these guys are homies.
Yeah, and it's a movie about, like, this circus freaks, and, like, you know, Bobcat Goldthwait plays a sock puppet.
This sounds made up.
No, it's real. It's real. And Randy Quaid plays the...
This sounds made up.
No, look it up.
George Clooney.
An early George Clooney's in it as well. No, but really, Alex Winters plays this like crazy freak, like hunchback guy, and then like Keanu Reeves plays a wolfman, and Randy Quaid is like the ring leader. Like he's the one that like runs the circus.
He would,
yeah. And then there's like a body that has a human head, like a sock puppet for a head.
Oh, wow.
And the voice of the sock puppet is Bobcat Goldthwait.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
This does sound like a made-up, like,
I thought
some
it was,
guy's
I thought we were
coke
kind of
fever
talking
dream.
about Clive Barker's Nightbreed or something like that.
Yeah.
That sounded familiar.
What do you want to plug before we shove on out of here?
I have a really awesome show coming to the OC Steelhouse Sunday, July 16th at 7 p.m.
Yes.
It's $10 at the door.
Yes.
We have April Lotshaw, Daryl Williams, Evan Cassidy, Ryan Demarest, Tony Alfano, Robert Zorf, and myself hosting. And we have a Misfits cover band after the comedy.
It's going to be sweet, guys.
It's going to be amazing and so much fun. Comedy and music all in one night.
Yeah. And definitely check out Nick Merritt wherever you find social media. I don't know where, but you can...
Nick Merritt comedian, you should find me. One of my posters is my profile picture.
Yeah, and if you want to see him in person too, you can definitely go to Boss Cat.
Kitchen and Libations.
Yeah, that place is definitely a good time.
If you like whiskey.
Mm-hmm. And also, guys, if you want to check out me, it's always at Live, This Comics Live. Or you can go to the D Stories on Twitter, or write me an email at thiscomicslivepod@gmail.com, or wherever, just Google it, and also rate and review if you found this show mildly amusing.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, just maybe at least a 2. That deserves a review, right?
That would make us feel real good.
Yeah. And also just check out me every week. I'm going to be posting new episodes, hosting some shows, who knows where, but definitely check me out, of course, on July 16th.
Woo!
Yeah!
OC Steelhouse, July 16th, 7 p.m.
Do it, guys. All right, guys. And also, I'm always going to say at the end, peace out, and you've been listening to...